Hello everybody, it's Nick here with Nick Tolman Music, and today we're going to go ahead and continue our beginner guitar lesson series using the Hal Leonard Guitar Method, Book 1. Let's get started. Alright, so today we're going to go ahead and take a look at page 41 here in the Hal Leonard Guitar Method Book 1. On this page we're going to learn a new chord, and then we're going to have a few exercises to help familiarize ourselves with that chord and get more comfortable with it. We're also going to learn a new song called Down in the Valley. Alright, before we get started, I will toss out my reminder to head on over and check out my Patreon page. Patreon is a wonderful way to say thank you to Nick Tolman Music for the content that you're receiving here on YouTube, but there's also a lot of great resources for you there that might help you. So definitely go check it out and consider becoming a patron today. Alright, so starting off, the very first thing that we are going to learn is the A7 chord. And a disclaimer right from the start is that from time to time in all guitar methods, I have not once yet found a guitar method that I agree with everything that they teach in the method. And this is one of those spots for me in the Hal Leonard method. And it's a simple thing, but it's a fingering thing. And this happens from time to time, especially in the Hal Leonard method with fingerings that they propose for chords. All right. Now, the A7 chord. So this is just kind of your standard open A7 chord. The problem here is that they're saying to play it with your first and second finger, when really kind of the industry standard way to play this chord in first position would be with your second and third finger. And there are reasons for that. Now, also, in all reality, it would be better to play it with your third and fourth finger than your first and second. Now, I think they do first and second for people because I don't know, it's easy or something, but for me, second and third is no harder than first and second finger. So right out of the gate, we're going to teach you a different fingering, but the chord is the same where the fingers need to go. We're just going to use the second and third finger rather than the first and second finger. All right. So as you look at that chord, you'll notice that it has the sixth string, has the X, so we're not going to strum that sixth string. All right, we're going to have an open A. Then we're going to play the note E with our second finger on the fourth string. Then we have an open G, and then we're going to play the note C sharp with our third finger on the second string, on the B string. And then we have an open E up on top. Right? So the diagram up here that I've been showing you is the one to follow as far as exactly what fingers to use. The diagram on the page is right, you just need to replace that 1 with a 2 and the 2 with a 3. So you need to use your second and third finger. Alright, so let's go ahead and give this a shot. So exercise 95. We're going to try it at 72 on the metronome. I'm just going to strum quarter notes for now because we're just focusing on this new chord and changing to it from some of these other chords. All right, so here we go. 1, 2, 3, 1, ready and play. When we look at this exercise 95, we'll notice the reason that they've given you the chord fingering that they have is that because moving from a D to an A7 is easier with this 1 and 2 fingering that they've shown than moving to the 2 and 3. However, I'm still going to encourage you to use the 2 and 3 because the 2 and 3 actually works better with a lot of other chords. So yes, it is a little bit easier to go 1 and 2 moving from the D. However, when we move from the G it's an easier move to do the 2 and 3 fingering. All right, so keep that in mind. But also for other chord situations, like moving from an A to an A7, or from a D7 to an A7, all of those situations are going to be a little bit easier using that 2nd and 3rd finger fingering. All right. So let's go ahead and try it at a little bit faster tempo. Here is 120 on the metronome, exercise 95. 1, 2, 3, 1, ready, and. And by all means, experiment with some chord strumming patterns on this. You don't necessarily have to do all quarter notes. You can get as creative as you want to fill that time. For now, I'm just focusing on the new chord and doing quarter notes. But if you're getting that under control, try some other patterns in this music that might work. All right. Let's try exercise 96. This is going to give us a little bit of pattern to play. We're going to try it at 72. And then we'll bump the tempo up. Here's 96 at 72 on the metronome. 1, 2, and ready, and play. There we go. Definitely watch out for that repeat, and then just make sure that you're playing those rhythms as they come. Quarter, 8th, 8th, quarter, 8th, 8th, quarter, 8th, 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 8th. That's the pattern, and then it just kind of repeats throughout. And yes, there is a repeat. You can do that repeat once, or you can do it 30 times, as many times as you want to repeat to really just get that progression feeling comfortable. Let's go and try it at 120 on the metronome. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, and ready, play. There we go. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at exercise 97, Down in the Valley. This one's going to include notes playing the melody, chords, and words, okay? So we'll go ahead and work on all of those things. So here is 72 on the metronome. I'll play it for you and then we'll talk about it. 1, 2, 3, 1, ready, and play. And that's the idea. It's not an overly challenging melody, but there are some things that we can talk about. All right, so starting out at the very beginning, we have, this is a classic example of like, you can just kind of let the fingers roll as they will, right? You can really place the A and the D right on the start. and get that nice and smooth. Right, you can play the F sharp, leave it there, play the D, leave it there, play the F sharp again. Right, there's a lot of spots, even just in that first line, of places where you can just leave notes down, trying to minimize the amount of movement that you're actually doing. So keep that in mind as you're working on that first line. And then moving on. Right, so right there, this is a great opportunity. You definitely do not want to do the one finger jump. So you don't want to go A, C sharp. It's going to be too choppy. Right, so I played the A with my second finger, played the C sharp with my third finger, and then you can either play release when you play the open E to play the G with your third finger, or you can just play the G with your fourth finger. Either way is fine, but definitely that A and C sharp, you're going to want to go second finger, third finger. And then that last line is very straightforward, nothing fancy there. And then we have the repeat, okay? So let's go ahead and add the chords and see what that is all about. 1, 2, 3, 1, ready and play. There we go. So let's go ahead and talk about adding the vocals to this song. Now, just like we've done in previous lessons, the best process is going to be to take that melody that you've already learned how to play and start singing the melody with it, right? Down in the valley, valley so low, hang your head over, hear the wind blow. Okay, just getting used to singing those notes with your voice. The goal should be that you should be able to play the first note and be able to sing the melody. Down in the valley, valley so low, hang your head over, hear the wind blow. I kind of messed up one of the words there. That's all right, but that's kind of the concept. You want to be able to hit those notes even without playing. And once you're to that point, then it's time to start adding the chords. So let's go ahead and hear what this sounds like with the chords. We're going to bump the tempo up and give it a shot. And again, we're going to play the first note. We've already kind of worked on the melody. It's in our ear, and we know that we can sing it. Let's try it with the chords. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 1, ready, and hear the wind blow, dear, hear the wind blow. And that's the idea. Thank you so much for tuning into our lesson today. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or otherwise, please leave those in the comment section below. As always, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do so, and we will see you at our next guitar lesson. Thanks.